What's up, YouTube? This is going to be our guide on how to use Samurott in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing some competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, leave it below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this series, you want to support it, drop a like on the video and let's get started. So Samurott just come out there for the 7-star raid, so I thought we should have a look at it now that you can use it. So first thing I want to have a look at is a physical set. So with its overall stats, it's got a nice attack and special attack. Its special attack is actually a little bit higher, but with its physical attack, you've got a move to boost it, like Sword Dance. So I'm going to be going over a Sword Dance set, and then I'll be looking at some special and some memes and some other things. So the first Samurott set I've got here is a Sword Dance set, the best move that you can give it to boost its attacking moves. So I've got the EV spread as max attack and max speed, a jolly nature. With 70 base speed, it isn't very far. So any Pokemon that do have sticky web support will, definitely be appreciated on this team to help it out. Now, I've given Liquidation there at 85 base power. That's apparently like a solid pick there. And then we've got Terra Blast Ground. So I've given that, Ground just for any water type moves. Now you can go about actually giving this, it does get Drill Run too, if you want to risk that extra crit, so you could go ahead and use that too. But if you just want a 100% accuracy move there, you don't want to miss with Drill Run, you should, probably do that. The other move I've given is Mega Horn. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any, ice moves outside of, Avalanche as a physical move, or if you really want to go Terra Ice, but I wouldn't recommend that because it gives it too many weaknesses. So I've given it Mega Horn. Mega Horn is just like a big sort of beat stick sort of move there. It's 120 base power, and it's not bad against grass type Pokemon and things like that. So there's its moves there. Unfortunately for its a physical sort of set, it has a little bit better sort of moves for a special one. It has access to an ice move and flying type moves and stuff like that. So we've got the ability Shell Armor here. Torrent isn't that useful unless you're on that lower amount of health there. So I've given it Shell Armor. That way you can go for Sword Dance and, set them up freely without having to worry about getting critted by a move, The item I've given it is Lumberry, which is very good for any physical attackers, because if it get burned or paralyzed, you can just sort of heal it off there, which is not bad. You could give it Heavy Duty Boots too. That's not all that bad an item either. But usually on physical Sword Dance set, I'd go with Lum. Next set we're going to have a look at, we've got Samurott as a special user. Now this can be used successfully as a Specs and Life Orb set. So we're going to have a look at the Choice Spec set, but as I said, you can use this as a Life Orb too. So it gets some pretty powerful special moves. So we got Hydro Pump with Choice Specs. Now, you can either run this two ways with EV. So, I've made this bulky, max health, max special attack, modest nature. You can do that. With a speedy set, you sort of have to cut back and go, I guess, timid. But I feel like then you're not really hitting very hard, even with specs. So, I like to run this bulky with modest nature. That way, let's be real, you're not really going to be outspeeding much with 70 base speed on modest nature, so I think it's better to just go for max health there. So you got Excellent Bolt, and you've got max special attack, and that's doing a lot of damage. Hydro Pump is really hitting hard and doing a lot of damage. Any super effective Pokemon are most definitely going to get wrecked there, unless they got crazy boost up on the special side. Now the other move I've given it is Ice Beam. It does get access to Blizzard, but it's a bit shaky accuracy, so I'd suggest Ice Beam. It's got Grass Knot as well, which is really cool. So that gives it an option to hit any opposing water-type Pokemon, whereas before it really couldn't. It didn't have a super effective move. And then Terra Blast Ground. So this gives it a way to actually hit with a special ground-type move, which can be quite nice against electric-type Pokemon. And you've also got the Terra Ground on there too. That could absolutely work. I got Shell Armor on this too. Now, another item that could work, I have said Life Orb, so Life Orb could be nice here too. We've got Life Orb, and another one that would be quite good would be Assault Fist. So that would give it some overall bulk on the special side, still allowing it to hit pretty hard for sure without the choice specs, and allowing yourself to pick all the moves, not just one. So there's another option that you could go about using there. So not likely you could have Terra Water on this as well. I'm not saying that would be bad, but Ground's kind of nice there because you can get around those. When you see a mono water type Pokemon, most of the time, the opponent is going to, if they're going to try and hit you with a super effective move, it's either going to be like electric or grass, right? And if it's the electric, you can really, make use of that. If it's a grass Pokemon, well, you just wouldn't have it in against it, right? Now, another move that it does get is Air Slash as well. That is an option if you want a flying move. So, yeah, that's something you could use too if you're not really interested in Terra Ground as an attacking move. You can still hit an electric-type Pokemon pretty hard with a Hydro Pump too, so it's still going to do like neutral damage and stuff like that. Let's have a look at the next set here. We've got a critting set, so I'm sure you've already noticed now doing the Samurott raid that Samurott gets a lot of critting moves, so we're going to do a fully critting set. Now, of course, with critting moves, we're going to have Focus Energy. So Focus Energy is going to give it 2 stages of crit there, and we're going to load on the moves that have critical hit chances. So that's Aqua Cutter. So that's 70 base power, but with Aqua Cutter plus Focus Energy up, that's 100% crit every single time. Now, I've got Drill Run on this too for 100%, sort of damage there, crits, and we've got Night Slash as well. So 3 critting moves, boom, boom, boom. I've given this Soft Sand as a meme item, like to power up Drill Run a bit with Terra Ground, but look, you could use absolutely anything on this. Like, I just gave it that for a bit of fun. You could even go, say you didn't want a Terra Ground, you could even go Waken Berry. Like, that would be kind of cool there to take maybe 1 electric attack and then go for Terra Ground if you were scared about maybe an opposing, an opposing grass-type Pokemon opposing water-type Pokemon. You could do that. There's lots of other options. If you didn't do, like, that Terra, you could do, like, Terra... I don't know, you could, like, just Terra Water it straight up and then Waken Berry. So that wouldn't be too bad to power down that damage while you focus energy. So, yeah, as a pure water type, you only have a few weaknesses, so that could definitely work. As for EVs, I've given it Jolly because you really need that extra speed. If you go Adamant, it's just not fast enough, even with Sticky Web support and things like that. It's not a very fast Pokemon. It's sort of in that bad speed sort of category, where it's not going to be doing too much. We'll go back there to the Jolly nature. So... yeah, there you go. There's some more sets there for Samurott. I'm going to look some, like, doubles ones with, like, Surf and things like that. I'm thinking, like, that would be good, but I'll get to that in a second. So, we've got another one here. This is Choice Band. So, I've run this as Naive Nature, and I've given it a... I don't know why I've gone Naive for. I'd probably go... probably better to go Jolly on this instead of Naive. Let me swap that around. Now, another unfortunate thing here that Samurott doesn't get is Ice Spinner. I don't know why it doesn't get this move, because it makes sense that it would get it, so you have to sort of go with Avalanche, which really isn't that great move with speed EVs. But all the others are pretty cool. So we've got Aqua Tail as its most powerful water-type move there. The accuracy is a bit shaky, so Choice Band, Aqua Tail. This is a bit more memes here, right? So we've got Choice Band, Avalanche for any, grass-type Pokemon, Dragon-type Pokemon, Mega Horn, just high base power. And we've got Retaliate too, so you can always bring it in and go for Retaliate, double base power boost on a fainted Pokemon. Max attack and max speed there, giving it some decent base power on its moves. Next one I've got here is a weakness policy set, but it's a mix set. So this one is going to be Naive Nature, so we've got max speed and max special attack. I put the last 4 into attack there, and I've got weakness policy and Torrent. So we're going to be making use of Torrent here. So Torrent is going to be very handy with Endure, and then we've got Aqua Jet there. It's going to be fairly powerful, but most of the time we're going to be using Hydro Pump and Air Slash because they're going to be like way more powerful. So if a Pokemon comes in with a priority move, then you can go for Aqua Jet, and Aqua Jet and Torrent is going to hit pretty hard there after a weakness policy boost. Will it one-shot things? Probably not. But it's going to get rid of a weakened Pokemon or a Pokemon that is kind of frail and super effective to it. So, yeah, that's another option that you could go for. So, got the Torrent, got the Weakness Policy, and, yeah, you got Terra Water as well on top of that. So that would even make Aqua Jet even stronger. So, yeah, a little bit of a different set. It is cool how it does have a nice attack and special attack set at the same time. All right, let's have a look at this one. We got a trolling bulky set here. So this is a true Pipnite special. So we've got Max Health as the EV spread here. We've got Max Special Defense Sassy Nature. Now, I've got Rest Sleep Talk, we've got Leftovers, I've got Shell Armor so he can't be critted, and I've got Chilling Water to drop the opponent's attack, and I've got Razor Shell to drop the opponent's defense. So we're dropping their attack and dropping their defense. It's repeatedly hitting with Razor Shells over and over again. This thing is just not going to faint, or not faint very, very easily. I've given this one Terra Water. You could possibly give it, maybe like, actually, Galaxy Brain would be Terra Electric. Because that would mean that'll draw out like ground type Pokemon, and you've got these water type moves. So that's what I would do for that set. That'd be actually pretty fun. Now, thinking of some other sets here and some other options, let's have a look at doubles for a bit. I always like to go over all these sorts of sets. So let's have a real good look at doubles. So doubles, Surf is going to be quite nice to use on this. Now we've got Icy Wind 2, which would be quite a good move. Just thinking some other moves that you could possibly... I mean, you do have Water Pledge there if you're going for, like, the Pledge sort of strategy there with the Grass or Fire Pledge. But that's, like, very, very specific. So, if you are going for that, sure, that would like, be, like, obviously something you could use there. But say we're just using a normal set. So we got Surf and Icy Wind. I'd be inclined to build this, like, bulky in doubles. That's sort of just me. I go, like, modest. Now, it does get Blizzard, too. I'm just thinking... You could have another option for this could be Blizzard on a snow. Say if you had a snow team, right? That would be good. You could fire off those blizzards. But if you didn't, you just use the Icy Wind for speed control there. Obviously, we'll give it Torrent. Let's have a look at some status moves here. This isn't all that bad. So we got Detect. So we go Detect or Protect, whatever. That would be good. We've also got... Thinking we got... Anything? We got Helping Hand. So you could make this like support. This could be like just full-on support there with Helping Hand. And it does a bit of damage. Like, you could even change your EVs around if you wanted to as well. Like, make it, like, really, really bulky. That could possibly be a thing. I'm just thinking something else that you could use there. It does have Air Slash. I mean, Air Slash, possibly Air Slash, you know. That could be an option you could go for. Terra. I'm thinking of Electric-type Pokemon. That wouldn't be bad with a Terra Ground either. So, yeah, I'd go Terra Ground or Terra Water, depending on what you want to do there. So, yeah, Icy Wind, we got Detect, Surf, and Helping Hand, or... Just thinking... Or Air Slash. That wouldn't be too bad against any grass types and things like that, and fighting types and stuff like that. So, that could be an option. That's more of a filler option, though. So, I don't know, like... Not really sure what you'd probably... I'm thinking, like, you could even go Focus Energy if you really wanted to. That's more gimmicky, though. I'm trying to think of something a little bit more on the competitive side. But you could just have Helping Hand there, and let's say, for example, we got Citrus Berry. That wouldn't be all that bad either on there. So, just a little bit of extra bulk there. You've got Surf and Icy Wind for support, Detect, and you've got Helping Hand to help out your partner, too. Because you might get into a situation where Surf and Icy Wind aren't really all that good against the opponent. And then, then you could Helping Hand where they're not. And then that wouldn't be too bad there. If you got any other sets, for sure, leave them below in the comment section here. I just don't think too many people are going to be using Samurott there in doubles or VGC. But, there are a few sort of gimmicky options for it. Let me have a look at a physical set for doubles. I don't think there's too much you can really use here. Like, it's not like it doesn't get Earthquake or anything like that. So I'd say it'd be fairly similar to... It really would be similar to a physical set that I run. There are options here of running like a flinching set, like Waterfall and Flinch. Like that could work too. But the problem I see with it, it doesn't really have the greatest speed in the world, you know. So I think you're sort of going to struggle a little bit. It does have Copycat, which is really cool, but that's kind of situational. You know what I mean? You could do something like this. Like I'm thinking something. This is like really gimmicky. Now, obviously, something like Gyarados would wall you, but that's one of, like, the few counters that could probably get around this. So you could do something like this. Maybe Jolly, and you could do something like Salic Berry, too. That could be an option you could go for there. That's another option. You could try and use that and try and flinch the opponent. And, you got Terra Ground as well, of course, to get around, one sort of electric-type move. So that could work there, too. That's another option. Let's have a look more of its moves here. I mean, Samurott Hisuian, I'm going to do a guide on that too. I've already done one on Samurott, but I'll do a separate one on the Hisuian form there. I just thought we'd go ahead and look at this now. So, as for its status moves, There's nothing. I mean, Encore's not bad as well, I guess, but I feel like you're better off doing something else than Encore, you know? So we got Focus Energy gone over there helping here. Like, okay, a Rain Dance set, you could use that for on a Rain team as well to set the Rainer. Or you've got this, like, you've got, like, this Soak as well. That's not too bad. But I don't think it really make use of Soak outside of Soak and Grass Knot. I don't think there's any other options for it to use here, you know? So, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking something like this. Or Terra Grass. Or Terra Electric. Terra Electric would be pretty cool. So you got, like, Terra Electric. I'm just thinking of some memes right here. So we got, like, Terra Electric Soak. We'll go Soak first and then go for Electric. Terra Blast Electric. Whether it's special or physical, I don't think it really matters too much. Obviously, you'd be running max speed there. So that's something pretty cool to think about there. Let's have a look at its physical moves again. So we got some other decent physical moves here. Like we've got like Knockoff. That's not a bad move to have either. It does get Sacred Sword. These are more filler moves though. I feel like you'd have to you'd probably getting rid of something like, hey, for example, this then. Mega Horn doesn't really give you that much. It's just got a high base power, but it's not bad for grass. But you could have Knockoff in its place if you really wanted to as well. That could work. I just don't like the fact of having an Avalanche on there. Unless you're running Bulk, I don't think Avalanche is any good at all. So I think it's kind of a waste. Or unless you could really predict the swap and things like that. So we got X-Scissor. There's no point using X-Scissor unless you want more accuracy for Mega Horde. We got like Aerial Ace. I mean, like, it's a way to hit grass-type Pokemon, but it's such a weak base power, too, at the same time, you know what I mean? So I don't think that would be, all that handy. So I think that's why Mega Horn is just, like, picked. It is a little bit barren, you know what I mean? Like, I wish, Ice Spinner would have been perfect for the physical set, but it simply doesn't have it. So any, some team options there. You're probably wondering what we could do for that. So depending on what sort of format you're playing in, you could have a Storm Drain Gastrodon. Probably better if I just type Gastrodon here. So yeah, if you have a Storm Drain Gastrodon, that could work nicely with the other Samurott set, the special one. That could work pretty well there, boosting it up. You've also got some Water Absorb Pokemon that could work well with it too. With the like the Surf set, and there's a lot of them, you know. These type of Pokemon could be good. In fact, I'm just thinking now for Clodsire. It's not a bad partner there for it either. I don't think many people are going to be using Samurott, but as you know, I always like to, sort of do some other stuff here. Let's go ground-type Pokemon. Let's have a look at that. So we got some good ground. So Clodsire obviously isn't bad. We've also got Garchomp as well. So Garchomp isn't actually all that bad because that can sort of like swap the Samurai into the Ice-type moves, which is, pretty good there for coverage. And, you've got that, say it Stealth Rock maybe, and then you can sort of like start setting up there. So that could potentially be a good partner as well. Whether running like a singles one with like Stone Edge, or like a special, or like a doubles one with Rock Slide, that could absolutely work there too. There were a couple of other Pokemon there to look at. So we had, same with Great Tusk, that wouldn't be all that bad either. You've got Iron Treads, Ting Lu, that's not a bad one too. So Ting Lu. But yeah, any Pokemon that sort of have that weakness there to water would be good, Iron Treads and Ting Lu. You've got like, not so much Gastrodon. You got Hippowdon too. That's actually pretty nice, Hippowdon. So that could make a good partner. I don't know. Depending if you're running like a sand team, you might have to put like, I don't know, safety goggles on here or something like that. That could be another option to use for the Samurott. But if you've got any other stuff like that you want to mention that you've used for Samurott, you could go ahead and do that. So I see this as mainly the best set I see on Samurott, like competitively wise, is a Choice Specs one, because it's got a good variety of moves to make use of that. Whereas the Sword Dance one has a way to boost its attack, but it's a little bit limited, right? It's got a water move, a ground move, and then a Mega Horn that may or may not be helpful in the battle, So it really lacks an ice move. It really does need an ice move. It's on the physical side, for sure. Let's have a look at its special moves here. Once again, so there was a Bulk. We went over Air Slash. We've gone Blizzard. I look like a Blizzard set with Snowscape. You could try that. Like this is for say for example, this is an Ice team. Actually, this wouldn't be bad on an Ice team at all. But a Snow team, because it is a Water type Pokemon. let's say, for example, we go like Icy Rock. So you could set the snow up there. That would be pretty good. Go Shell Armor. That's pretty cool. Let's do Timid on this. Yeah, so you got Blizzard, and then you could go, like, this would be good in doubles, because you got Blizzard and Surf, so that's kind of nice. And then you've got, there's no point in having Icy Wind. I'm not sure what the last filler move would be. Probably like Detect. So, yeah, this would probably be best in doubles. So you have it with, like, say you're running a snow team. You could go ahead and set it up with the Samurott there. Samurott at least could deal with those fire-type Pokemon. That would be pretty good. And it can still hit hard with Blizzard and Surf as well. If you really wanted to, I guess you could give it a Terra Ice, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Terra Ground wouldn't be all that bad either, because that would, or Terra Rock, I don't know. Something along those lines for the Samurott, but I think that's honestly pretty much it. Like, Samurott is a little bit limited here. It really is in the moves that it gets. Unfortunately, because I think it's a pretty cool Pokemon. I just think it's a Pokemon that not too many are going to use, right, against it. So we got our Encore as well, Sword Dance, Taunt. Yeah, I don't think there's any point using Taunt because it's not that fast. It can't really make that good a use of it because normally Taunt Pokemon are quite fast and you can Taunt straight away, which is quite handy. And yeah, we got, that's pretty much it for Samurott. It's very, very limited. Just having a final look. Oh, we do have Look, there is some point in using this if you do have, like, you could have, like, extra... I'm thinking, like, a physical set. So we've got Sword Dance and Aqua Jet. We've got, like, really, really nice bulk there. Assault Vested up. And then you've got some other moves here, like... I'd say you could go... I mean, that's all... Drill Run's always good for, like, electric-type Pokemon. So you could do that. So anything like a Water-type... What's going to wall this? Like, a Water-type Pokemon. A Grass-type Pokemon. So... I don't know. I'm thinking that even electric-type Pokemon, you may not have to worry about Drill Run. So we could just go for, like, base power here. So we go for, like, Mega Horn and... Terra. I mean, even Terra. We're going Terra Water, so we don't need that. I mean, Knockoff would be okay, too. And so would Drill Run. Like, any sort of filler move there would be... I believe would be fine. I don't think you go Aeroways and Mega Horn because you're sort of not reaching too much coverage there. So... yeah, I'd be inclined to go for Drill Run here. So, yeah, probably something a set like that for a physical one. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Samurott. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it insightful to make you give at least Samurott a go there. I've pretty much gone over every sort of set you can do, competitive, memes, everything. I'll see you for a video later, possibly as well. Peace out, people.